both buttons and we're live.
Oh, excellent. I did not do anything embarrassing there, except flailing. Anyway, good morning, good evening, and good night, and other things if you live in other bizarre timelines with other types of day. Anyway, this is another scene in Living World of Darkness, Mage of the Resurgence. Last time we saw the dear darling Ava, our dear darling Ava, she was in a bit of a pickle. And then she suddenly appeared in the giant, giant urban jungle. Literally, as Paradox finally had enough and smacked her, and as it happens, the last thing Ava remembers is seeing her arms glow and turning grayer, and then she just lost consciousness, and now she's somewhere in the dark. She's in a dark place. It's damp. She can also feel that. But her body is weird. She is no longer humanoid. She can feel that. She can feel like it's almost like she's spread out like a paste. And she will, as she is getting more of her thoughts to be more and more coherent, waking up, she will feel and eventually start being able to see, strangely enough. It's a very strange kind of sight, that her body is no longer what we would call traditionally physical anymore. She seems to be just a small cloud of shadows and smoke just molded together in a very strange mockery. And inside of you can feel the glowing presence of the breaker of fractures, and you will hear his muttering kind of angry thoughts. I'm like, oh, good, you're awake. Oh, it's very strange.
Where am I?
You're in some kind of realm, I believe. After your body dissipated, I had to pull us back together, and we had to hide underground. There are things hunting above, even in the dark too. But here, we are so very much like the dark right now that we managed to blend in while you slept. Yeah, so by the way, yeah, you don't have fingers, you don't have hands, you don't have feet. You don't even have a traditional mouth anymore, but you can't speak. Just instinctually, you can convey sounds through it. And, with enough focus, you can also touch things. You notice. It's just instinctual, but yeah.
How do I get out of here? How do we get out of here?
I don't know. This realm is strange. It's cobbled together by forces I don't understand. Well, I can tell you, and I feel this for reasons I don't necessarily need to disclose, but I don't think your power, your natural magical powers are going to work. Whatever abilities I grant you will still work because it doesn't seem to be affecting me. But you, I wouldn't try trying to call upon any of your spells now.
Okay.
I am in you, even if my grip is much looser than it is when it is in flesh. So I can't tell you much about this place, except that it's a spirit realm of some kind. But I don't know what more I can tell you. We would have to figure out a way to get out, maybe.
If this is a spirit realm, I know that there are pathways. I guess we just need to find the pathways.
This is an enclosed spirit realm. Think of it like a prison.
Oh no.
Or some kind, or anyway. And the spirit is just gonna mutter and go a bit quiet again. See what you can figure out, don't you? I've been staying active to keep this body safe while you've been dormant. So now it's your turn. I will be around. If you need power to survive, we can always make another arrangement. But that is just going to go quiet. So you seem to be in some kind of sewer tunnel almost.
Okay. Ava will try and find a way to find out something about the outside of the sewer world.
Well, you can see there's a manhole cover above you. You can instead of a stair, it seems to be like vines like almost like Tarzan, like you can climb up them up to the manhole cover. It's a very strange experience. Like it's more like you're slithering / floating up along the vines. You can't fly, but you can latch yourself off the things and just like grab. It's like tendril. The closest analogy is kind of like moving like a sea star, almost, just much quicker. That's the closest comparison. Every bit of you can like becomes physical enough to just keep dragging you up, and you will probably stick your head out, or whatever you decide to be your head. You have two like glowing eye shapes in there. Beyond that, you're not recognizably human or humanoid in any kind of way. You will once again, when you stick your head out, you will see the urban jungle. It's the best description of it. You see like actual jungle plants, but trees and vines and shit. But unlike the ones you just climbed up, they're all made out of like concrete and wires and technology and shit. While the buildings and stuff are all made out of plants. And I don't mean like tree houses. I mean like house trees that just take the form of buildings and stuff, and stones and all jazz. And you can see like cars being like, I guess you see a car spirit just like drives being chased by like a leopard or something. And then the leopard will pounce on the car and start eating it, which is very weird.
Yeah. Ava will definitely like close the manhole down a little bit further when she sees, just shuts it a little bit. Just kind of gleaming from underneath her cover. What's happening? It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Eventually, the leopard will have ripped the car to pieces and have eaten most of it, and will then start like very lazily walk away past one of the other buildings. So no one else seems to be around right now.
Okay. She'll open the manhole a bit further and is like looking around to see if there's like any kind of an idea of like where a door to exit this realm might be, like in some computer games where you clearly see, oh, this is the center of this world. I'm thinking Kingdom Hearts 2, where you constantly see that castle kind of in the midst of the scene that you're in. So she's just trying to find something that seems off, or something like a white rabbit that she might follow. Anything really.
Well, unfortunately, you're not in Alice in Wonderland.
I know.
But what you do see, the only thing you see that is kind of an indicator of anything is there's a sign, like a road sign, but made out of plants and written in plant. It's not actually written with like text, but it's just like you see like it's tiny bits of leaf and wood forming a pattern with natural coloring. It says to the Queen Bee's court, and there's an arrow leading down. Arrow to the right. It's like to the watering hole, and then there's one other around to the arcade of the monkey merchant, and the last sign, which points in the opposite direction of the Queen Bee, behind you, to the hunting ground of the dispossessed trucks.
Oh, Jesus. All of these options sound problematic.
Yeah.
So she's looking at it. Oh, she's so tempted to... Yeah, but not that she can actually do that, I just realized. Because she doesn't have entropy. God damn it.
Yes, and casting magic in here would not be the best. You're slithering down the street. Are you staying on the sidewalk?
Yes.
What you will, at one point as you're walking down the road, you will see a line of like ducks, but all the ducks are like in business suits and have glasses on, and they're standing in front of a stop sign that's also made out stop sign, but a red light, with the red man going on. We're all made out of wood, obviously, and they're just like waiting, they're like, come on, we have a big thing we have to go to. Come on. They seem, they all are like very like busy business people and very annoyed. And one of them quacks And all of the other ducks just stares at him like, how dare you quack in public. Fiend. And then eventually eventually the stop sign is almost like someone's pulling a rope in the background, and there is someone pulling a rope in the background. It's a monkey. It's pulling up the rope, looking very annoyed, and eventually it will go from green to from red to green, and the ducks will all just waddle across the street. So that's something.
Yeah. Now, Alpha is sticking to like basically the common traffic rules. As a passenger by foot, you stick to the sidewalks. You stop at a red light. You walk at the green light. Because she's learned, like from Weaver spirits, that it's very important to stick to the rules. So she'll stick as much to the rules as possible.
Yes. So I mean, as you move in, you can stick along the sidewalk. You will see two other shadow spirit things. They're smoking cigarettes, standing outside. A giant plant, a giant flower that also is a house at the same time. They're smoking cigarettes, and one of them is leaning against ironically enough, leaning against the shadow of like a big techno tree with spotlights sticking out of it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other lesser weird spirits around that. But eventually you get to the watering hole, and it's a giant watering hole full as you would see in the jungle. But instead of being water, it seems to be green water instead.
Okay. So far on her road to this watering hole, has she been able to kind of figure out what's hunting things? Because she's seen the leopard, and she's pretty sure that that's things that she has to watch out for predators and everything. So has she seen them? Has she seen people run away or animals running away from things or?
Yeah, the weirdest thing you just saw was you saw a gazelle kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We live in jungles, but whatever. The gazelle was running away from a larger truck, minivan kind of car, and the car rolled into it, and then a bunch of the door opened, and it just swallowed it like that, closed, and just started driving again. Okay. So it's like an ambulance hitting something and just pick it and just then put it inside of it almost.
She's trying to determine, okay, what are the things that I need to watch out for in this place? If she sees any relatable shadows, she won't necessarily approach them immediately, but she kind of watching to see if they're ill-disposed towards her, if they spot her, and if they give a reaction or some kind.
They're the only real reaction they're doing because they're busy smoking the cigarettes. Obviously, they're the closest equivalent. They kind of look like bouncers working for a plant nightclub or something, and just having a break. And they just wave the cigarette at you, and then they're just hello.
Anyway. So at least that means, at least for her, is what she concludes, that her representation of herself, the way she looks, it's not necessarily odd in this this environment, which means that she's not a direct target of something, and that if something is hunting her, it's not because she doesn't belong there, but it's just because this kind of creature that she is right now can be hunted by other things.
Yeah. So that's something. Anyway, from the watering hole, instead of there are not animals drinking from water hole, it seems to be cars, a gas station spirit or some kind that seems to be walking. That's not made out of plants ones. Various other tech things all are drinking up the green, the green water thing, and they're just look at you as you slither along your path, and eventually you will. A giant metallic bird that's really just a plane, but it's flying like a bird instead of a plane, will land. It's not, it looks really gigantic from a distance, but it kind of shrinks as it gets closer to you and just lands. with its wheels as legs instead of like you see a like a
Yeah.
majestic bird landing, but it's a
It's
plane.
like a little bit like a transformer-ish thing that's
Well, it kind of looks like a transformer in the sense that the way it's moving, but instead of it isn't like a robot bird that would transform into a plane. It's like a plane trying to imitate a
Mhm.
bird very badly, like a jet plane, and it
Yeah.
just lands in front of you, and like welcome, and you will hear like from like a broadcast, like speakers from it, just a welcome to the watering hole. What do you need here, shadow spirits?
What can you what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you need here?
Well, this is a watering hole. The watering hole is for, living beings, not to the, all the not living beings at all. This is a place for that. Though they are the ones drinking here. Unliving beings points up to the flying birds in the sky, and that's all are dressed in clothes, by the way, and towards a very shifty looking baboon standing
Mhm.
over there, like sitting on top of like a porch on one of the plant houses, just looking down at them, kind of creepily. It's like, don't drink from this. This is that's not their kind of water. And half things like you points to just waves his a shadow on you. Uh,
Yeah.
Also no thing.
Okay.
He's not like aggressive, like, oh, you should leave.
No, no, no.
But
More
he's just,
confused of like, what the fuck are you doing here?
yeah.
um, I was just um wondering, and I'm new here, and I kind of don't know where I would need to go to.
Well, things are scary here in this day and age. Um, the queen bee is having dissension from the monkey merchant and the dispossessed trucks. So there's a bit of a stalemate between those three factions. This is a home for the this is a place more for peace. But really, traditionally, you should go to the queen bee and present yourself. But as things are now, you could be seen as a spy, or others would see you as a servant of the queen bee after you've been there, which could be problematic. As I said, there could be a war brewing soon that could rip this very realm apart.
Excellent. I mean, I'm so sorry to hear.
Anyway, I mean, you can feel free to stay here. Do not drink the water because it's toxic to your kind.
Hmm.
It's then gonna just like take off like a plane and then suddenly try and like bird flap over to the water again. Well, I guess that's worth a look. You can hear from beside you. Might not be the solution, but it could be a solution to how to get us free from here.
What do you mean going to this queen bee?
No, breaking the peace here. There's if we were to destroy this place, then maybe you could break free that way, or maybe there is a better way out. But that could always be an option if we don't find anything better to do.
Yeah, it's not a bad option. I mean, if there's a war breaking out, that's
Potentially war breaking out. It's currently stalemate. There's currently peace, which that peace can be broken.
yeah.
And that's always something for us to consider. After all, war means wounds. Wounds can then be destroyed. Anyway, it's gonna just retreat back into you again for a second. So
So,
what do you do?
um, so basically, there's a problem between the merchant apes and the
The monkey merchant
monkey
and
merchants.
the dispossessed trucks and the queen bee.
Okay. Um, since this is such a peaceful place, this might be the best place to get some more information on all three of them.
Yes. Who do you want to? Are you going to? How are you going to get this information?
Talking to the creatures that are drinking here.
Yes, but what are you looking for? Like, you are trying to eye anyone specific, or just going up to random?
Um, she's trying to look at what creature might be associating with what group. Like if she can see
Uh,
differences.
Roll me perception empathy, please.
Okay. Like I don't know, maybe even insignias or something.
Yeah.
Perception, empathy. Do I have perception, empathy?
Yes, you have empathy.
I have empathy. I am continuing my roll of great luck and have no successes.
Well, you're going to spend a lot of time looking. The only ones you will see is a bunch of trucks seemingly wearing gang colors. Like it's
Okay.
painted on the side. It's all like a red dot, like a big red dot on the side, and a petunia flower painted on the other side.
Hmm.
So, as I said, they kind of look like badass biker trucks on the other hand, and on one hand, on the other hand, petunia trucks. That's weird. Anyway, so flower trucks. So you can they are like a little three of them are huddled in a little circle at the edge of the watering hole, just drinking somehow. It's very weird. They're just jamming their nose in, like the nose of the car into. Can't really see what they're drinking from, but you can see that there's some kind of liquid moving there. So yeah,
I can only picture them as cars from like the Pixar cars thing.
yeah, it's kind of like that, except they don't have any mouths.
Yeah. Mm, she's just gonna, idly walk into their direction, see if there's like a conversation going on.
I mean, do you want to sneak
Catch.
up? So do you want them to not notice you?
Yeah, yeah. She doesn't want to sneak up to them, but more like,
Smell it in the
casually,
background.
but it would still probably fall under stealth or something.
Yeah, dexterity. This is with I would say manipulation plus stealth actually,
Okay.
because you're trying to
Okay.
just fit in. Considering
Yeah,
you're not in a place where you fit in at all, though, the difficulty is 8.
yeah, that's fair.
So give me a second. I will see what you've been doing.
It's a fail, not a botch.
I mean, your luck continues. Eventually,
Yeah.
like I mean, the tree truck. One of the tree trucks will be like just swing its entire body around. It looks very weird, just like looking for something. After you've just seen like awkwardly slithering by, a
Hmm.
few times. But like
Yeah.
the guy eyeing a girl at the party, going to ask her for a dance, almost, and just like
Well, I was looking for individuals with great knowledge, and I was attracted by your massive forms. I figured that you could tell me something about this world. It's like flattery, 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 flattery. Please.
well, I mean, you could. You're not lying. I mean, you are technically lying. Roll manipulation subterfuge for this.
Hmm. That is fair. With standard difficulty, I have 3 successes.
You have 3 successes. Because they seem responding well to flattery. And I'm like, okay, see. Mm. Hmm. Male ego seems to exist in trucks as well.
Yay!
Yay! So, as they will just be driving about from back and forth a bit proudly for a second before just like yeah. Anyway, so what do you want to ask about? The trucks asks.
Well, I've heard that for a pretty shadow like myself, it's common to go to the queen bee, but I don't know. I don't really feel like.
The bah, bah.
That, yeah, I was gonna say it didn't really sound like a very good idea. So I was wondering, what do you think I should do? What can you tell me?
Ah, don't go to that bitch on the card. And well, the other card for a second, like his flower house needs to turn around. Don't use that kind of language in front of a lady. And then lady shadow. He corrects. And then the third card is like, well, anyway. Queen Bee is not nice. She puts down strict rules on the roads when trucks are supposed to just be driving free, man. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
works. But she's like putting down stop signs and speed bumps and stuff, and it's just it's the worst. So now, just you can sit, you can come on with us. We can drive you to the place where the cool people hang, or we're the dispossessed trucks gang. We are that's where the party is at.
Okay.
I do not sound very creepy at all. We we will soon own the roads, even if the queen bee doesn't agree.
Okay. So she owns the roads at the moment. I take it.
Bah. Yeah, for now she is the ruler of the urban jungle, but
Ah.
but we don't need such a ruler. We can define ourselves. We don't need driving licenses.
Yeah, roads should be free for everyone.
Yes, exactly. Should be free for everyone. But she's like, no. So that's the thing. And that foul monkey merchant keeps charging us so much for gasoline. Not even
Mm.
the watering hole suffices anymore. We can only get like our battery acid from here. So thankfully, no one's charging us here. But the monkey merchant owns the oil, and he only sells it for like
Ah.
prices. So
So they're
that's them.
starving you and they're keeping you locked up.
Yes, yes.
You're prisoners in this realm.
Ah, no. This is our home. But they're being mean and doing
I
being
mean,
putting.
yes, but they're imprisoning you in your own home by demanding things of you and ruling over you where you should be free.
You can roll manipulate. Do you want to implant a suggestion here? Just getting them going.
I mean, maybe I have an opportunity here.
Yeah, just roll manipulation plus subterfuge, please, just to get the
Okay,
ball rolling, so to speak.
okay. I will spend the willpower for this
Yeah, that's fine.
roll. I have 4 successes.
You have 4 successes. All of the cards will suddenly just like I'm very. Anyway, I mean, it was nice talking to you and all. If you want to come along, we can take you back to the gang. But just we were all equal there. But we're going to have to go and talk about this some more. You had something there. These spirits do not seem to be the smartest spirits of the bunch.
That's fine. That's fine. um, well, maybe I can help you. But how about you tell me where I can find you and where I can find your gang, and I might just go and check out this queen bee, or these ape things.
Yeah, well, be careful. Be careful. They're a spooky bunch. Or spooky bunch. Anyway, they will give you directions
Hmm.
back to the dispossessed trucks gangland, so you
Yeah.
can find them.
Awesome. She'll also ask like if there's like a password or if she can get like their names so that if she finds one of the others of
There's
their.
no password. There's no password. You can just say that the dashing truck trio sent you.
All right. Well, I'll I'll see you again soon. I'll try and see what I can find out.
You will
Thank
also notice that two of the trucks in the background, as they come up with this name, clearly on the spot, will
Yeah.
find each other.
Yeah, she's like, oh god.
They're just goofs. Anyway,
Mhm.
you
Well,
can.
she'll encourage them to talk with others about what they just like, discovered, and how their discovery, like she will say, literally say, how your discovery of how you're basically being kept prison in your own homes, in your own houses, and you're being ruled, how that definitely should, be spread on into their group.
Mhm. Let's definitely think about that and try and maybe pass that along, maybe. So anyway, the three of them are going to drive away after having finished drinking up battery acid.
Hmm.
So, what will you do?
Anyone else that seems to be part of a group?
And no one else. Since you failed that roll, you
Okay.
don't know
Yeah, no,
anyone.
that's totally fair. Um, I think she's going to try and find this try and find these merchants.
Okay, that's just you'll go the exactly opposite way of the way you came. When you slither around, you can see like while you're going, you can see a car being
Mhm.
chased down by a bunch of bees, all wearing police uniforms, just stopping the car. I mean, like, stop! We need to see your license plates. And it will just go down and inspect the license plates. One of them will like feel up the license plates. So this poor car is being harassed,
Aw.
and just like, aha, they seem real. Good one, Bobby. And one of them will they will hand out what seems to be like honey shaped money to each other. You can go now, miss it. And the three they seem to switch their accents too. They go from like standard to like really like 1920s like bad gangster accents. Sure thing, Sam. Anyway, so they just like away, and the poor, very traumatized car, would drive
Aw.
slowly and then fade away from the thing. It was a little like bumblebee car, like a Beetle. I mean, like a
Yeah.
red little Volkswagen Beetle. It was just driving along its way and was just being, treated like
Minding
crap.
their own business, and
You know,
suddenly, yeah.
and suddenly those mean police officers came about, and just because she was the wrong, color or whatever, or the wrong car brand, for this treasury. Anyway, you can continue to slither along, and eventually you will find a gigantic plant bazaar. Because all the normal things are made out of plants, and all the natural things are made out of not
Hmm.
plants. So you'll see the bazaar, and around the bazaar you'll see all sorts of monkeys and stuff just jumping about, and on like a very big gold colored but still obviously plant chair throne thing, you will see a very ostentatiously like guard monkey sitting there. It's not that big, it's just a normal sized monkey, but it has a gigantic it has like banana earrings, and, and everything is just sitting on top of the throne being like, more profit, more profit. Ah, and it will do like the monkey screaming like and as the other monkeys will just like ooh, and then run around, and they're clearly extorting people. Like you can see like a family of like three like wolves, like two wolves
Hmm.
pushing a stroller. One of the monkeys will jump on the stroller,
Aw.
pick out the baby, jump out of it, and the other monkey will be like, you want the baby back, pay this excellent price if you need a new baby. So they're extorting people for their own stuff and just selling random things. A few cars who look like they're dying with thirst, or was like,
Hmm.
what was that? You need this and this much essence if you want gasoline. Give us 50 in honey money. And eventually, basically it's just capitalism gone amok.
Yeah.
So what do you do as you see the chaos of this marketplace?
Mm.
The one of the other things you see that's very disconcerting is you can see what's it called? You can see a gorilla dressed in a nice suit and all. It's like haggling with one of the monkeys before the monkey over like a necklace, and the monkey will suddenly just toss the necklace into his hands and be like, "Ha, thief! You tried to steal from me!" When he very obviously gave it to him, and then like, thief, and then all the other monkeys jump him and they start like beating the crap out of him with
Oh boy. Yeah.
things. and
Mhm.
and the and then they all like carry the gorilla up to the monkey sitting on top, and the monkey is going to open up its jaws, and suddenly the jaw is almost the size of a house, and it just swallows the gorilla whole.
Oh boy.
More profit, more profit.
Well,
No
the
free here.
flattery trick worked before. So, you know what? Let's try and see if I can like do something silly. I will walk up to the big monkey or ape leader or whatever.
You will try and get up to the throne. It's in like the middle of the bazaar. Like if
Hmm.
you're going to get to the throne unmolested, I would recommend rolling dexterity stealth because this
Hmm.
time it's difficulty is 5 because there's so many people there, and you are
Yeah.
conveniently made out of smoke and shadow.
Yeah. Dex stealth. Oh boy,
Yeah.
that is not my strong suit. Up.
As you're trying to move towards the throne, suddenly a monkey dressed in a pajamas made out of tea leaves, almost look like, just jumps down and lands in front of you, holding a large a large box, opening it up, revealing jewelry, and for some reason like baby toys. Being like, aha, you look like a distinguished buyer. Do you want to buy something? Hmm? Hmm? Come on.
Your wares look excellent. Unfortunately, you find me at a bit of a bad end of a deal and not with enough money to give you your esteemed to give value to your esteemed objects.
Manipulation expression, please. Because you're telling the truth. You're just trying to convince him to leave you alone. Because you're not lying. You do
Yeah,
not have any kind of currency on you.
I also, oh god, didn't I buy expression last downtime? Because I don't see it on my sheet. I thought I bought it, or did I?
Well, let's look at your XP spends. I might have
Yeah, I will.
information.
I will, because I know I shifted some things around before I settled down on what I wanted to buy, so I may not have. Yeah, expression one.
Yeah, well, then you have it. I just didn't put it on the sheet properly. And just roll manipulation expression.
Yay! Manipulation, expression. There's a 9. Just one.
What are you going to look like? What are you a poor person for? Ah, it just like, and it just make it screams that like a monkey like scream in your face and then jumps away. So
Mm-hmm.
you can once again try and get away now. You could get up
Okay.
to the throne thing. Roll again.
X stealth. Is 2 successes.
Well, you're going to slither this time. Thankfully, obviously, because the rumor is spread that you're a poor person, and who cares about them except to make you labor. You manage to
Mm.
slither up along the throne. It's almost like a snake, like and then suddenly you can just like stick your head up, and the monkey merchant will see you. I'm like, what do you want here, Shadow? More profit, more profit. It starts sucking on its thumb and just
And the
going
owl
back.
will make the most elaborate bow. All the hand gestures and then
Oh, you don't have
circling. And
hands.
I mean, for as far as she can, being a shadow, she will
Yeah,
move something equivalent to hands, make it look as elegant as she possibly can, as
yeah.
she prostrates herself on the floor. It's like glorious of leaders, most glorious ape merchants,
I'm a monkey, not an
monkey
ape.
merchants.
Ah!
I have come before you to humbly request your help, and I hope that we can make a deal to profit you and your beautiful marketplace here even more. Although it's hard to see how anything can be more glorious than what you've already built here.
Well, I mean, the glorious thing is true. There's no peace here, no order here, just
Yeah,
chaos.
there
Uh,
is chaos.
you can roll manipulation subterfuge still because part of it's lies, but
Mhm.
yeah, difficulty is 6.
Hey, I'm gonna no, no, no. I should have.
You can't make deals. You have no profit on you. No honey money. No
Ah, But
essence. There is something in you.
but my dearest glorious Abe, I may not have
More profit.
any money on me yet, but a monkey so smart as you
I
might
also
realize that a deal does not necessarily turn up in profit if there's only money involved.
more profit.
Sometimes there is knowledge or wisdom or
Ah,
power,
profit. Profit.
because
Profit. Profit.
power equals money, does it not? If you have more
Oh,
power,
he does like the finger counting thing. Like he's trying to like add and subtract on his fingers. Money equals indeed power. And
and
power
you
equals
do
money.
indeed hold a lot of power here, but as far as I am new to this area, I have heard many rumors that your power might not be the grandest power in this fair city.
Once again, roll manipulation subterfuge. You have not heard many rumors, even though
No?
the rest of the things, one of the many things is still true. But it's still like you're painting a bit with the truth. And he's like, money, profit is the greatest power. Profit is the greatest power. This stupid queen can think what she thinks. She's nothing. Nothing, I tell you. Nothing compared to the profits of my markets. And he starts eating his own hand. And then he just kills himself right in front of you. And his body falls onto the throne. And then another monkey crawls up and, and it crawls up and takes on the hat and everything, just sits down and starts eating the corpse. And it's like, where was he? Yes, more profits, more profits.
So you and I
Look,
are.
the spirit has to survive, regardless. It's too much fun.
So you and I are sort of alike, are we not? As you want something and I want something.
What do
Maybe
you
we
want?
can help each other out.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you
Oh, it's
want?
very simple what I want. I
Yeah.
want a place. I want to get out. I want away from this.
Get out! Get out! No getting out. This is the world. This is the only world.
Hmm. And
But if you could get out, maybe there's more profit outside. Maybe there is more profit on the outside. Maybe. And two other monkeys are going to crawl up on the side of the thing, kill him, rip it apart, and then fight on the throne. And the last one standing takes on the hat again, and it's just like, yes, indeed, maybe there is more outside. Maybe there indeed is. Intriguing. Well, tell me of this outside. And what can I get for profit from there?
oh, there's much profit there. There are no monkey merchants at all there.
Monkey merchants. That
No
means
monkey merchants.
untapped markets. Untapped markets means profit. That means. And he's going to start like doing mad monkey screaming. Just like on the top, like a top of he's still just a monkey in terms of size. It's not like slightly larger than the average monkey. Each time one takes on the hat, it grows. It's gonna be just screaming at the top of his lungs, and the other monkeys on the plaza are just gonna repeat the screams. While all the customers look terrified. Then again, they look completely terrified all the time in here.
Hmm.
So, how do we get to outside? It's a good question. It's a good question.
Well, there's obviously one who must hold the answer to that, don't you think?
And the head is just gonna like
Well,
twist around, like he's breaking his own neck, and his head just continues to twist around.
there's only one
Oh,
person here who has more power than you have, who has more knowledge than you have.
the queen. Maybe the queen holds though. Is that I mean, roll manipulation subterfuge because I'm trying to just influence him here.
Oh yeah.
Stop there. I'm not lying or anything. I mean, that's a perfectly
I
reasonable.
mean, yeah, she said maybe it's not. She doesn't know, but she presumes. Eh. Wow, it's like I win, I lose, I win, I lose, I fail.
Maybe the queen doesn't know. If the queen had knowledge of the outside, she would get it from profit, though. She might not have it. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she does. Impossible. Impossible. She would have shared with me. Maybe she wouldn't have. Maybe she would.
Why would
Obviously,
she share with you?
because I'm too powerful. I am the monkey merchant. All the profit in this world is mine. Mine, I tell you.
Then
And
what does she
the,
get out of
the,
this?
one of the monkeys is going to ask them, maybe a little bit to me too. And it's like, kill the heretic. And then all the monkeys are going to swarm and rip him apart. And we're talking ripping apart in the more literal sense you would think, because they're ripping like not even like his limbs get to be normal. They rip the limbs apart too. Anyway, right. But Queen is not to be trusted. She tries to get my workers to unionize. Get into labor
That's
unions, she says. No, we get into workers' protection. Labor rights. What a weird idea this is.
so
Oh,
you're saying that she's trying to call profits. She's trying to deny you of your rightful own, the things that you own, your money. She's trying to rip that away from you. Are you sure she's not trying to put that through to another world, or trying to maybe keep it for herself?
roll again.
Mm-hmm.
This time it's going to be difficulty 5 because this is a very easy lie to sell to this guy. Go for it.
Wow.
3 successes.
3 successes.
He then immediately rips out his own eyes, tosses them down. New eyes. And two monkeys are gonna crawl up with eyes and we'll put them back in his face. They're differently colored and everything, and just like blinks around a bit, swirls them. Now I see more clearly now. I needed a new perspective. Yes, this could be true. Maybe she is keeping knowledge of a different world from me to get my profit. How do we find out? How do we find out? I do not want to risk the queen's wrath. She could destroy my business. You, Shadow, go to the queen. I want you to find out if she knows the truth. If there is just such a place as an outside. And if there is, you will come to me with it. And I will have the profit! And I think that ends the conversation because he's going to push you off.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, the market will just erupt into chaos with, most of the customers being killed.
Oh boy.
They're killed and robbed, and then you see they go and sell their body parts to their tiny children spirits. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is you're getting out of that glorious.
Do
Chaotic
I need to
manner.
point out? I don't know if this ever changed when Ava sort of changed, but she did have this soft-hearted flaw.
Yeah, no, not anymore. We
I
removed that.
figured.
Remember?
Yeah, I didn't know anymore.
Now, I
So.
told you we
Oh
removed
wait,
that.
yeah, I see it. It's gone. Sorry, my bad. Yes, looking at
Yeah,
the wrong. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Your current state makes having soft-hearted
A bit weird. Yeah.
Yes.
So okay, she will she will move away and she will this time head towards
Doesn't
the
mean you
Queen
like.
Bee's place.
Doesn't
No,
mean
no, no, no,
any.
no, 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 no. I mean, she doesn't like it. She's just
Yeah.
moving
Well,
away
I mean,
really fast.
she likes the lack of peace around it. The
Yeah.
complete absence on it. Whenever some kind of order seems to come, it's just broken apart, which is nice. But beyond that, it's not your thing. Anyway, you can slither your way to the
Mhm.
Queen Bee's place. And the Queen Bee's palace is a giant beehive, but it's partially like mechanical and partially natural. And like thankfully, it's much more straightforward here. Loads of bussy bees going around, being functionaries and stuff. There's like secretaries and stuff. On the top of it, you can see a gigantic queen bee with like a gigantic like crown and a royal scepter. And
Mhm.
it will look down at you. This thing radiates power, by the way. This is a
Mhm.
powerful thing. And be like, aha! You know, I see. I have a new subject in here. It is me, the Queen Bee. And like a choir comes behind it, like a beast, just like singing and playing down. And they will like make a stair for you to crawl up. I will
Mhm.
grant you my royal audience. You can then slither up along the bees, like the bee staircase, up to the queen. Her
Yep.
massive, like fat, bulbous, like bee body and like strong legs just rest there. She's just sitting on her throne. So, how do you like my kingdom or queendom, I should say?
Your Highness, your kingdom is. I find myself lacking the words to compare it to anything that I know. It is outrageously original, powerful, beautiful, and very orderly. So I've noticed.
You can roll manipulations to come with this very incorrect assessment. I mean, the monkey merchant's place kind of disproves the whole orderly theory. Don't
I
we?
mean, yes, but she's literally feeding into what everybody wants to hear. So two
Yeah.
successes, two eights.
Ah, yes, Shadow. My kingdom is indeed glorious, but like any kingdom, we have dark times when there are subjects who don't appreciate my efforts to make labor unions and safe driving regulations. They they are indeed they're indeed ungrateful for the help that I provide as their sovereign. Now, you are a subject, but you are not the spirit, are you? I sense there's some spirit in you, but you are different. You are not of this realm. I can sense such a thing. Why are you here? I wonder. The giant bee is just gonna lean
Well,
forward and look at you with its bee head, just like staring down at your shadowy little form.
your Highness is extremely perceptive. I'm cannot lie to you, obviously. I am not sure why I have been sent to you, but I am sure that it is to help you. So it is therefore that I would offer you all of my services,
Roll again.
Your Highness.
I mean,
Oh boy.
that was so full of shit right now. Sorry.
Yeah. It is, and I have one success.
You have one success. And
Yeah.
technically, she's not the most perceptive of bees in certain ways. She will stare at you some. Do you remember that you have an extra die for this? Total
Oh,
benefits.
right. Yes. Sorry. Two successes.
Two
If I
successes.
count the extra die.
Yeah, you count the extra die, obviously. She
Yeah.
will like look at you some more and be like, "Hmm. Well, a new strange subject to serve me. Why not? Hmm. Hmm. You can massage my feet, maybe. Hmm. No, well, what do you want to help me with? What kind of shadow, such as yourself, help me with?
I can help you with, well, whatever you need help with. I have, in fact, already started to help.
Oh,
I have heard of the malcontents in your realm, those who don't understand uh, the effort that you're putting into making this the greatest place of all times. They don't understand how order is something that is not just something that you want, but you should strive for, but is the essence of community.
again.
That is three successes.
Actually, it's four because this is very much in
Oh.
resonating with her beliefs. People are more inclined to believe what they want to believe than things that necessarily would be nice for them to hear. So, she won. You have heard of the malcontents. Well, yes, they are road bullies and money grubbers who don't appreciate proper order, proper structure
Mhm.
to my universe. But
Yes.
can one do? What can one do? I've tried to sanction them and put on proper taxes, but they do not listen properly. Even the stop signs they don't abide by.
It is. It must be heartbreaking for such a selfless creature such as yourself.
Well, if you are here to help me, then help me. What do you think a queen such as I should do with these malcontents?
I think that these monkeys, they. I have watched them. They seem to understand but one rule and one way. They need to be shown who is strongest. They say they want more profit. They seem to even to think that they have more profit, more power than you. I think they need to be shown who is more powerful.
I roll again, trying to convince her that, suddenly a power demonstration is what's needed.
I'm gonna put a willpower in this.
By all means. Two
Two
successes.
successes.
Hmm. That is something to consider. But of course, I can't do it right now. But maybe in the future, I could teach them those ungrateful little scamps some gratitudes for what I do for them. I will have to
How
convene my royal council. I thank thee, Shadow. We should have a name for you at some point, but I will find that one. Scribe, find a name for this shadow at some point, won't you? Anyway, she's gonna like up and go into beehive. So what
okay.
do? You're left in front of the throne. She just ditched you after you gave her ideas. She was like, I don't need you anymore.
I- At least
Well,
that means that hopefully, no matter when or how I get out, that there will be more Discord here, which is good. I am pleased.
I mean, there's a way to speed up the Discord. You will hear from inside you. Well, good thing about Discord is that you want to seek answers. You have answers now. You can always just tell our profit hungry friend about the answers you found, and how she plans
Mhm.
to teach him a lesson.
Indeed.
I'm sure that he can rouse things up here a bit. Anyway, that's his
You
suggestion.
know what? Um, are there any like workers that might look slightly unhappy?
Look, roll perception plus empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty is 8 because there are bees and bee spirits, so not exactly normal facial expressions.
I have so either 2 or 3 successes if detail oriented counts.
Detail oriented would in this case count, yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, you will spot one bee. That's by itself. It has some honey dollars. You recognize there's like money made out of honey. Just that's somehow calcified enough to be solid. It just looks unhappy and just watches the other bee workers potter about. You can go
Mm-hmm.
up to him if you want to.
Yeah. Yep. She'll approach him.
What is it you want, Shadow? It's gonna say like gloomily. Just, oh, I just got my salary of the day.
It does not seem like a lot.
Oh yeah, it looks like it looks substantial enough.
I mean, Dava is just like, yeah, doesn't
Uh,
seem like a lot.
I mean,
Are you all right?
it's quite a lot actually. I've been working here for who knows how long, but I've never gotten what I truly wanted: to work for the money I earn. I am the general Lee, and I get a salary from our beloved queen every day. But there is no war for me to wage, so I cannot earn my keep here. I just am an ornament.
I
Ah,
see.
gloomily sighs again and just pulls out his honey money. Hmm.
I just had a conversation with your queen.
Oh.
Um, she is very troubled by the apes and the trucks. These
Oh.
are things that need to be fixed, that need to be solved.
You can
I
roll
think,
manipulation
yeah,
subterfuge to get that across. Get him the message.
okay. Manipulation expression, you said?
Subterfuge.
Subterfuge. Okay, okay. I prefer that, to be honest.
Yes.
Ah, no successes, alas.
No successes. He will not seem to understand. Well, yes, there are a problematic bunch, but what can one do? What can one do? They are a part of the
What
kingdom.
can what can one do indeed? That's exactly the problem that your queen has. She wants to do something, but what can she do? She has no idea. In fact, she is up there to discuss these things with the wisest of all of the kingdom.
But she didn't include me. But I am her foremost expert on all things conflict, really. He,
Yeah.
he just slumps now, looking depressed.
Well, just kind of give the shadow equivalent pat on the shoulder. I think what she needs is your queen is a very wise individual and wants to make everyone happy. I think she does not want to hurt anyone and hopes that they will see the wisdom of her ways. But you and I, we both know that sometimes someone cannot see, but they have to
Roll manipulation
see,
subterfuge again to give him the suggestion that he should, do what she can't do.
take action. 2 successes.
Finally his light glimmers up and it's like, oh, I understand. Queen is too benevolent. She can't do things like this by herself. She's the hope for us all. Oh, wow. He's gonna flutter away from you now, and he's going to talk to some other bees that doesn't look especially happy, and a group of them are just going to fly away.
Mm-hmm. And Ava will head towards the merchants, the monkey.
Yeah, monkey merchant. Well,
Monkey
yeah.
merchant.
The bazaar is a complete chaos as usual. Seems to be the case now, and then it stops being a chaos for a while, and then back to chaos. It's just like there's no even the chaos isn't chaotic enough,
Mm-hmm.
because if it becomes too chaotic, it becomes a norm.
Normal, and then it's normal again. Yeah.
Yeah. On top, you will see a completely white monkey as opposed to the brown one you last saw there. So someone must have eaten his corpse again, or something. Going back and forth. More profit.
And Ava,
New world, new world.
Ava will
You're gonna have to sneak up
get
to me.
forward. Do I have to sneak up again?
Yes, because a lot of monkeys will try and sell you shit. You know?
She still doesn't have any money, but
Yeah,
I
that
drive to
doesn't
10.
matter. Yeah. Well, I mean, since you've already done this before, I will say I found a beaten path through here. Even if things doesn't remain the same in this bazaar for long, and it will eventually slither up to the monkey. He's sitting there, mostly like muttering about another world, profit scheme. Maybe set up a stock trading company. Who dares interrupting the monkey merchant's talks? Shadow. He's gonna reach out and grab around you, just like grab around the shadow. He holds you. It's not that hard of a grip. He just pulls you closer, and then he licks you, which is a very strange experience.
Ew.
I remember you now. He lets you go, and you just also back to the hole. Well, you've come back. It's quicker, or maybe slower than expected. Was it slower? Maybe I should deduct your salary. I take that out of a salary. He didn't point at you. He pointed at a random monkey who looks very dejected.
I bring grave tidings.
Grave tidings. What are these grave tidings to me? Have you found something? Have you found the truth? Have you found about the queen and her schemes? Maybe she doesn't have schemes. Maybe she does.
She has schemes. Everyone has schemes. You know that. She probably has schemes on top of schemes on top of schemes that I cannot possibly mere shadow as myself find. But I found out that she has big plans to bring order to this place and to bring order to all places.
What do you mean with order? There's order here. It's perfectly calm and rational around here in my market. My market is the best market that's ever been.
Yes, but she's the queen. She needs to sit on her throne of gold, and that just needs to grow and grow and grow and grow. And that's what she wants. She wants to hoard all the golds.
But my profit. It's my profit. She can't have it. She can't have my gold. My honey gold. No. If she tries to take my profit, there will be consequences. Dire consequences. He will rub his hand so hard into like the hand, the rest holders on his throne that his skin is going to rub off.
She's planning on taking your profits. I'm showing you that
manipulation subterfuge. Manipulation subterfuge. Go for it.
And 6. And possibly a 5, if that counts. So 2 successes on diff 6.
Wait a second, let me look again. I didn't see the rules, so that's fine. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, 2 successes, evil bear. She tries to take my profit? No, she could be. She could be. Maybe she could. Roll perception alertness for me, please.
Okay. Perception, alertness. 98697. So that
You can
is
hear
for
a
five
loud
successes.
5 successes. You can hear in the distance a very loud rumbling of a convoy of trucks moving down the road at a high speed, shouting protest slogans. Very angry. And so that's some. And you can even the monkey merchant notices this after a bit of a time, and he just turns his gaze and listens. It's that prophet on the horizon.
Hmm. You know, uh, of course, those who sit and wait for profit to come to them will always end up last. But with that serving as a distraction, I think you could go and grab the Queen's Prophet for yourself. If you go now, you
Oh,
don't hesitate and strike.
roll a manipulation subterfuge again. This is going to be a 5, difficulty 5 actually, because yeah, this perfectly lines up with his beliefs, even if it's risky.
I'm going to spend another willpower in this. I know I've spent 3 by now.
Yes,
Wow, I am very happy I did that. 1 success.
one success. You might be right. The monkey is going to rise up from his, with his grinded his hands into stumps. I was like, these can't do anymore. He's going to howl at the sky. Get all the monkeys to stop in their tracks. To the Queen's palace, we will get all their profits. All of it. Go now. He's going to jump down, and all of the monkeys are just going to rush. It's like a tidal wave of monkeys, and they're carrying the bazaar with them, some of them, leaving you alone on the throne, watching the two hordes crashing, and you can just feel the rumble of approval coursing through you for a second, just like a purring. Like it's very much like someone that's like purring in your ear like a cat. You can just feel the warm pleasure pouring through you. It's not from the breaker of fractures, and it's from your somewhere deeper. The peace breaker herself has given you a sliver of her attention and shown her approval of your actions by
Yay.
touching you just with a pinky finger of her might, just filling you up, and you can enjoy that ecstasy of just knowing all how there will be no order. The whatever tranquil peace had been in this realm will now fall apart around you, and as it happens, you can hear the sounds about. It's almost like you're lifted up. By the way, like the winds are lifting you up, and you can just see the battle unfolding down there. And the monkey merchant and his men, after the trucks have been destroyed, just fall on the queen bee and rip her apart, and the monkey merchant just eats her heart. And it's almost like you're fading out, and as the monkey merchant just screams and the realm is torn apart, and a swarm of umbral monkeys just float through. But as you do that, you can just feel yourself being pulled out. It's almost like gravity is pulling you away. And you can see like a swarm of umbral monkeys are now going into New York.
Oh, God.
Yes. And led by the monkey merchant, who has now been empowered. And I think with that, we can end this scene. As you manifest still as a shadow, but much more intangible now that you're no longer in the spirit realm, back in the warehouse where you were last seen. Your rotting body parts can be seen on the ground, or some of it at least. It's been a week. You can you can't really smell, but yet you can smell the sense of decay in the warehouse. And I think here we can end the scene. Thank you for playing, and thank you, Albert, for watching, and thank you to me